Hello, I'm Monica Reinagel, the Nutrition Diva, here with your quick and dirty tips for eating well and feeling fabulous. And as 2017 draws to a close this week, I thought it would be fun to take a look back at some of the best food and nutrition research and discoveries that I covered in this year's Nutrition Diva podcasts. My first category is Best Behavior Change Strategy. If I had to choose just one thing that would make the biggest positive difference in people's eating habits, it would be eating more mindfully. Now, before you tune out, that's something that we talk about a lot, but few of us actually practice it on a consistent basis. And yet, mindful eating has the potential to improve not just our nutrition, but also our enjoyment of the food that we eat. If you've resisted the idea of mindful eating for fear that it would require you to eat all of your meals in a state of meditative silence and chew every bite 100 times, let me just reassure you that eating mindfully does not have to be that extreme in order to be extremely useful. Last March, I outlined 4 strategies that you can easily implement without withdrawing from society or drawing unwelcome attention to yourself. Try any one of them for a week, and I guarantee you will notice positive benefits. By the way, I've included a link to that podcast on mindful eating, as well as to all of the other episodes that I'm going to be referring to today in the transcript for today's show, which is at nutritiondiva.quickanddirtytips.com. So if you'd like to read or listen to them again, you can easily find them all gathered together in one place on our website. The second category in my Best of 2017 roundup is Best Anti-Aging Nutrient. Which nutrient has the most potential to hold back the ravages of time? Well, it's not an antioxidant, a hormone, a growth factor, or a phytonutrient. My vote for number 1 anti-aging nutrient goes to protein. The loss of strength, vigor, and vitality that so many people start to notice in their 60s is actually set into motion in your 30s and 40s, which is when most people begin to gradually lose muscle mass and bone density. This is the key to everything. High-quality protein helps to prevent that loss of muscle and bone density as we age. And yes, you heard me correctly. Contrary to popular lore, protein actually protects against bone loss. Ironically, protein intake tends to go down as we age, just when we need it the most. I'm not saying you have to start eating a dozen eggs for breakfast or a pound of steak for dinner every night. In October, I explained how to get the most anti-aging benefit from the minimum amount of protein. And following the guidelines in that episode may be one of the most effective things that you can do to make sure that 60 is the new 30. Before I continue with my nominations for the best new discovery and the best healthy habit, let me thank our sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp lets you connect with an experienced professional therapist in a safe and private environment. You can text your therapist anytime and schedule phone, video, or chat sessions when it's convenient for you. No explaining why you have to leave work in the middle of the day, no fighting traffic, no sitting in uncomfortable waiting rooms. You'll be communicating within 24 hours, often much sooner. And in many cases, a month of online therapy costs less than a single traditional face-to-face session. Just go to betterhelp.com/diva and fill out the questionnaire, and BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with a counselor that you'll love. To learn more or to sign up, go to betterhelp.com/diva and enter the invite code DIVA and get your first 7 days for free. And you'll also be showing your support for our show. If you decide that online counseling is not right for you, simply cancel within 7 days with no obligation. There's no shame in getting help, and you are so worth it. And now, on with my nominee for the third category, Best New Discovery. A lot of new products cross my desk and kitchen counter every year, and most of them are variations on well-worn themes. New protein bars or superfood powders or juice drinks or probiotics. And all of them have their pros and cons, but honestly, few of them seem newsworthy enough to mention. But I did fall in love with one new or new to me product this year, and that was brewed cacao. It's not that brewed cacao has miraculous benefits. It's not going to melt off the belly fat, raise your IQ, make your hair thicker, or do your taxes for you. It's just a really fun and healthy way to enjoy the flavor and the benefits of chocolate, but without any added sugar or calories. Although it hasn't replaced coffee, or for that matter, chocolate in my life, brewed cacao has become a favorite mid-afternoon pick-me-up and after-dinner dessert alternative. And you can read more about that in my episode on how to enjoy brewed cacao. My next category is Best Healthy Habit. Eating healthier and spending less money are two of the most popular New Year's resolutions. And bringing your lunch to work instead of eating out can help you do both. But with all of the other demands on you, this is one resolution that usually ends up on the scrap heap before the first week is even out. And that's why I love this new trend that's been catching on in workplaces around the country, healthy lunch clubs. Co-workers team up and take turn bringing in healthy lunches for each other. So you get a healthy home-cooked lunch every day, but you only need to plan and prepare lunch once every week or so. In March, I had 6 tips for setting up a healthy lunch club at your workplace, and January would be the perfect time to launch a new one. And finally, I want to give a little shout out to what I thought was the best diet study of the year. Every year, I review a lot of nutrition research on this podcast. And there are always a few studies that pit one type of diet against another to see which one works best. Usually, it's studying low-carb diets versus low-fat diets. To be honest with you, I think most of these studies are a waste of energy because I don't think there is one dietary approach that's going to be best for everyone. But back in January, I reviewed a study that put a brilliant twist on the usual low-carb versus low-fat debate. Because in this study, all of the participants ate the same foods, but in different proportions. Now, that may sound like the obvious way to design a study like this, but studies are hardly ever done this way. Both groups were instructed to load up on vegetables and avoid processed foods, and then both groups lost a similar amount of weight. And my take-home lesson from this was, if you want to lose weight, you don't really need to worry about carbs or fat. Just give up the junk food and remember to eat your vegetables. If sustainable weight loss is one of your goals for 2018, I want to be sure that you know about Weightless. This is a year-long coaching program that I offer in collaboration with Brock Armstrong, who you might know from the Get Fit Guy podcast. We have amazing results from our members, and our 2018 program launches right after New Year's. You can learn more by going to www.weightless.me. That's www.weightless.me. So what would you like to hear about in 2018? Next year is going to be the 10th anniversary of the Nutrition Diva podcast, and I'm looking forward to celebrating all year long with special episodes and themes. And I'm sure there will be plenty of new research, products, trends, and fads to talk about. But is there something in particular you're dying to learn more about? Post it on our website or drop me an email. I do take requests, We wouldn't be here after 10 years without you, our loyal listeners. So I also want to take a moment to thank you for your support over the last year and decade. And thank you as well for supporting our sponsors. It's a great way to show your support for the show. Wishing you and everyone in your life a happy and healthy new year.